Hey, it's been 400 days since the end of everything. Also, my spring semester just ended. What's up? Is the Culture Detective here, investigating your favorite TV shows, and today I'm going to be talking about the latest TV show, Invincible, Season 1. Invincible is an animated TV show based off of a comic written by Robert Kirkman, also co-written by Cory Walker and Ryan Ottley, and now it is adapted into a cartoon series, an American cartoon. I'm talking about an animation series, but not an anime, because I review a lot of animes, and I don't think I've actually reviewed a cartoon series outside of Japan before. So this is new. This is very new. Invincible is essentially about Mark Grayson, who, of course, is invincible. He has superpowers, he's a teenager, and he's new to this. And his dad is Omni-Man, the most powerful man on Earth. And this TV show is basically about him trying to deal with his new superhero life and dealing with his father-son relationships. And yeah, the premise does sound really generic and simple, but this show is actually way more refreshing and way more different than many other huge corporate movies like Marvel movies or DCEU movies. We have the cast, and the cast is amazing. Steven Yeun plays Mark Grayson, aka Invincible. Sandra Oh plays his mom. J.K. Simmons play Omni-Man, aka Mark Grayson's dad, and man, he is terrifying. Have you seen J.K. Simmons in Whiplash? He is terrifying in this TV show too. And we also have a bunch of other voice actors in this cartoon, and a lot of celebrity cameos as well. Justin Roiland, John Hamm, Mahershala Ali, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Also, a whole chunk of the Walking Dead cast is also in this animated series, and of course, it's because it's Robert Kirkman. The Walking Dead is based off of the graphic novel of the same name by Robert Kirkman, so naturally there is an entire chunk of voice actors in Invincible who are also the Walking Dead actors. Of course, Steven Yeun is one. Anyways, this is pretty damn good. This TV show, this season 1, it's pretty damn good. I wouldn't say I like it just as much as The Boys. Actually, I think both Invincible and The Boys are in the same vein, where they're basically taking the superhero genre but sort of adding a new twist to it. They're both very violent, very gory. It doesn't pull back any punches, has lots of F-bombs, has lots of sensitive things, and it also explores the world of corrupted superhumans. And I find that very fascinating and very compelling. But I guess I like The Boys a little bit more because of how out there and how comedic it is. But still, Invincible is fantastic in its own way. The animation style has this very simplistic 90s style to it, which makes it feel very easygoing. Watching Invincible is so comfortable, like animation wise. And plot wise, it's a little bit painful to watch, especially in the last two episodes. The story overall is really thoughtful and more well written and thoughtfully written than many other superhero related stories that come out nowadays. And I also really like the musical choices in this TV show. And I don't say that a lot when it comes to animated series, whether it be animes or animated TV shows in general, where usually they would blast music. Because in an animated series or in an animated movie, environmental sound isn't really a thing that you can capture because it's voice acting the music, and the sound effects, and that's it. So, what happens in a lot of animated movies and series is that people just spam music, and that's usually very annoying. But music in Invincible is actually used really well. The soundtrack is actually not bad, especially when picking songs. Like, we have songs ranging from Vampire Weekend to Run the Jewels, and I thought that's really cool. The Invincible title card is also really cool, where instead of having an opening sequence, it's just Invincible, and it shows on screen very randomly. Whenever someone is about to say the word Invincible, the title card just shows on screen. But every time it shows on screen, a blood splashes onto the title card, and it just keeps splashing until the last episode, where it's just completely drenched in blood. And I just really like that. There's a lot of attention to detail as well, which I really like. Episode 1 starts off kind of generically, but the final scene is shocking. It just came out of nowhere, and it really hooked me. I was already hooked at that point. Episode 2 wasn't as interesting, as there is this alien invasion side storyline, which isn't related to anything, but the alien invasion stuff, where the aliens keep coming back to Earth, gets defeated, and then come back to Earth again, gets defeated, and then return to Earth again, is kind of hilarious. And we also are introduced to many other characters who are not poorly written, not at all. We have Adam Eve, we have Amber, played by Zazie Beetz, and Amber is a love interest of Mark Grayson, and Mark Grayson had to sort of juggle between his superhero invincible lifestyle versus his dating life with Amber. But anyways, episodes 3 and 4 certainly slow down and aren't necessarily all that great. We have Doc Seismic, which is this evil doctor. Haha, I can control earthquakes. And yeah, I get it. It's supposed to be kind of tongue-in-cheek, almost satirical, but without the satirical element. Yeah, it's just too cheesy, too campy for me. And then there are lots of moments of humor in this show where it just doesn't quite land for me. A lot of awkward humor that's like, haha, I have superpowers, psych. But yeah, aside from these moments, it's still a really well written show. Episode 5 has this near death experience towards the end for the main characters, which is really shocking, breathtaking, quite literally. Ouch. We have episode 6, which a lot of people deem as a low point for the season, but no, in my opinion, it's still very entertaining. We see more interesting interactions and rising tension between Mark and Amber, as well as a murder mystery. I'm not going to spoil what is it about, but there is a sort of Hellboy demon type detective character who goes around and try to figure out who committed the murder, and that sort of hit another high point on this episode. And then we have the last 2 episodes, and oh my god, the last 2 episodes are so much more intense and climactic than the rest of the season, and also extremely violent, gory, and traumatizing. And not violent in a sense that it's gratuitous. It's violent used effectively, because whenever it happens, it is shocking as hell, especially in the last 2 episodes, which, man, just leave me shocked indeed. So yeah, overall, Invincible, pretty damn good show. Not gonna lie, pretty damn good. Sure, some jokes don't land, some characters, some side villains just aren't really all that memorable. There's this Mars episode where Mark Grayson goes to Mars. It's not that memorable. I watch it and then it ends. But there is still a lot of interesting and compelling and thoughtful story arcs and likable characters, and it's pretty damn good. My favorite episode is the last episode, and my least favorite is probably episode 3. I'm giving Invincible a decent 8 out of 10. So, have you watched Invincible Season 1 from 1 to 10? How much did you rate it? Like it, and subscribe if you want more, and thanks for watching.